On June 2nd, 2023, the world was introduced to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, let me be clear. I hate every single one of these unoriginal, contrived, repetitive, and formulaic superhero movies, except for Eternals and Thor 4 and Doctor Strange 2, because those were all totally awesome. But my family forced me to go and see Across the Spider-Verse because our house is being fumigated for bedbugs, which is stupid because they're just gonna find their way in again. They're like illegal immigrants. But anyway, we all went to see it, and let me just say, that was the most miserable dinner experience that I've ever had in my entire life. I wanted to get up and walk out throughout the entire movie. Across the Spider-Verse is not only the worst animated movie ever made, but it's also a hazard to health. It is a crime against humanity that's being shown in 4,000 theaters across the country. This is the downfall of American society. We're just allowing these giant foreign media corporations to show us this absolute fails, and we just stick our butts up in the air and let them have our way with us. We need to start taking a stand against this crap. And if I'm being too general, I'm sorry, but where do I even begin with this crock of shit? I just want to know who thought it was a good idea to make a sequel to a movie that came out 5 years ago, let alone one that was a complete and utter failure at the box office. I just don't understand why these studios don't just produce my scripts about curing the woke mind virus and putting all these liberal Democrats into quarantine camps so that they can infect the younger generation with their dangerous demagogue debauchery. And speaking of that kind of political crap is the only thing that they ever talk about in Spider-Verse 2. I don't know how they were able to make a movie that's devoid of a story, creativity, and any sort of logic. Things literally just happen in the movie for no goddamn reason, and it was pissing me off the entire time. They have a villain that shows up for the first 90 minutes, then they just forget about him for the last hour in the movie. How fucking stupid can you get? And my lord, could they have made the movie any longer? The sadistic cretin at Sony decided to mentally assault you and overstimulate you for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like, it's bad enough that they even shout this to the general public, but this is bordering on torture. If the government ever wants to torture the people like Guantanamo Bay more effectively, then they should just show them a copy of Across the Spider-Verse and watch as their heads explode. Blood and guts everywhere because of this terrible ass movie. The first 30 minutes of this are literally about the female Spider-Man that nobody cares about. How did they get away with not showing the real Spider-Man until like 2 hours into the movie? That's how you know that they specifically designed this movie in a lab to tick me the heck off. And let's talk about the animation. What even is there to say? Sony Animation just can't seem to stop using the cheap, crappy art style where they just scribble a few lines on top of a 3D character and say it's original. And to that I say, cut it out, you stupid bitch! Borderlands did it first, and they did it a heck of a lot better. This seizure-inducing, piss-poor piece of shit was so fucking bad that I saw a fucking ambulance when I walked out in the theater. I'm not lying. This movie is more cancerous than asbestos. I don't know why the hell we're banning cocaine and meth when Hollywood is literally killing us with terrible movies like Spider-Verse 2. This is all part of the master plan by the elites to destroy American society so that they can replace us with a nation of immigrants. And like, on a scale of Kif to Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, this is definitely closer to Moon Girl. But it's not as bad as Moon Girl because there are few things in this world that are worse than an obvious piece of Democrat propaganda. But even with all that, I still have to give Across the Spider-Verse the PNGtuber seal of shit. Do not see this movie. Do not take any of your family members or friends to see it. The animation is terrible. The story is non-existent. And there are so many characters that you don't even know who or what the hell you're looking at after a certain point. But all we can hope is that the black community does their part and bootlegs the hell out of this movie. We need to take a stand and tell Sony that we true American patriots won't see these poorly produced propaganda films. But with that said, I'm in a PNGtuber getting into fights on Twitter over this terrible movie and signing off. Bye!